If you stopped playing Standoff 2 and now you just want to come back, or even if you're a newbie, this video is for you. In this video, we're diving into the exact blueprint that will turn your gold rank shaky aim into a highlight for a reel. We'll cover exactly how to improve each aspect of your aim, from mastering the game mechanics to reaching godlike confidence. Whether you're struggling with consistency or simply want to hit more headshots, this guide will provide you a clear, actionable path to improve your aim. Before that, let's talk about something that you must know, especially if you're relatively new to the game. Then your focus should be on your passive aim, not on your active aim. Let me explain. Your active aim is your aim during the middle of the gunfight, like micro adjustments, aim shifts, and spray control. On the other hand, your passive aim is your aim when you're holding sights and lurking, such as your crosshair placement and pre-aim. And when you're newer to the game, you should definitely work on improving aim control. But as a low-rank player, you should focus on your passive aim because it's easy to master and does not require perfect sensitivity. Crosshair placement is a key aspect of any tactical FPS game like Standoff 2. Almost all great aimers are backed by great crosshair placement, and no amount of speed or aim training can overcome the benefit of simply having your crosshair pre-aimed at the enemy's head. However, it's more than just having your crosshair at head height. The actual skill of crosshair placement is intertwined with your game sense. Just think about it. If you had wall hacks, you would have the best crosshair placement in the world. It comes down to how well you can guess where an enemy's head will be. The best way to start improving your crosshair placement is to imagine enemy player model behind the wall and keep your aim at head level. Once you will realize that crosshair placement is a skill of prediction and confidence. But what if your prediction happens to be wrong? Well, don't worry, because a simple flick can save your day. With that, now we can get into the active aim. Active aim heavily depends on sensitivity, and as I said in my previous video, I'll make a sensitivity guide after 50 likes, so just go and like that video after watching this. Let's continue. Active aim includes flicks, recoil control, and spray transfers, and you can practice it all in deathmatch, defuse mode, and training ground. Here are some example drills for better active aim. Now you've gotten really good at the fundamental aiming techniques like crosshair placement and pre-aim. Now you want to focus on not getting into bad aiming habits, or if it's too late for that, focus on unlearning them. For example, you might be committing too quickly to fights by crouching, spraying, or peeking. Going in for all your gunfights doing any of these things is a classic beginner's mistake, and it really hurts both your chances of winning and your long-term development. Instead of getting into those bad habits, you should focus on implementing proper movement. I know movement ruins your aim, But there are techniques like short bursts, strafe, and counter strafe. Sure, at close range you might want to spray a bit more, but as a beginner, in death matches you need to learn to fire a burst or tap. So for the next tip, you need to keep in mind that you always want to have a goal, or at least a somewhat clear picture of what you want to do in every round. When a round starts, most people are honestly just on autopilot. They blindly follow their teammates, hoping something works out, and that's not good. Instead, you want to have at least a small plan. Maybe your goal is to want to take some map control by lurking or fake pushes to help you team plan on other side. Perhaps you're trying to get a pick in a specific area. What your goal is doesn't actually matter much, but having some kind of plan in mind is a great way to stay sharp and not lose track of the game. Now for this next tip, I want to discuss a myth that's thrown around quite often: settings and muscle memory. It's often said that changing your sensitivity is bad since it ruins your muscle memory. But that's not actually true, as nearly all top aimers will agree sensitivity and muscle memory are widely misunderstood in games like Valorant and Counter-Strike. The truth is that changing your sensitivity is actually fine, and it doesn't matter much. Change when it doesn't feel right anymore. So here's a game changer tip, cause this alone won me more matches than ever. The delayed peek. Gold rank players just strafe out of cover as soon as they hear the enemy and they get downed. That's why we delay the peek. Place Crosshair on the wall, visualize the enemy position. Delay as much as possible before peeking. This gives you better control over your peek and shots, leading to precise headshots. And it's about simply being aware about what's going on in the match. And why it makes huge difference is that it gives you a plan for the entire match. So right from the first round, be aware where your teammates are, where the enemies are, which angles did they hold, did they play apps and balcony, how many enemy you can spot on map inside A. Like, do they push only A, or do they play mid, do they always lurk from behind? Knowing this alone puts you in the winning position. Next, being humble and recognizing that you aren't a perfect player is an important part of ranking up. We generally don't want to listen to the calls of teammates. That's because if you're playing solo in a rank mode, you're looking to escape gold rank. And once you enter the match, you die. Now those are the only players who can either make or break that match. And trash talking only leads to more chaos. Instead, listen to comps and stay calm. It increases your focus on the game. Always remember, crisp aim comes from calm aim. This mindset definitely changes a lot of things. So tell me how you felt about this video. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.